Derby County find themselves on the brink of playoff contention in the EFL Championship with just 4 points separating Derby County and 6th place in the division. Now, we're looking ahead towards that January transfer window, the big December push of fixtures, and can Derby County become a playoff contender this season? Now, obviously, you look ahead at the squad and you look at the fixtures we've already played and you'd probably think no. But with the right additions in that January transfer window, there is the possibility that Derby County could ignite a playoff push. Under the stewardship of Paul Warne, they've shown that in the second half of the season, they can often push on and be a much better side. We saw it last season in League One. Are we going to see it again? On the brink of that playoff contention, can Derby County do it? Can Paul Warne get Derby County in a playoff push? Now, if you have not done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and turn on that notification bell. Hit the like button as well. Let me know your thoughts on Derby County's chances this season in the comments section. Obviously, make sure you go into the description and check out Kitbag as well. So we head into this and we're looking ahead to the weekend's fixtures. You probably will have seen my Plymouth Argyle preview Thursday evening, and massive game this one, Derby County versus Plymouth, which obviously is played tomorrow. It's a huge fixture. Derby County sit in 13th place on 18 points. Plymouth Argyle sit on 15 points in 22nd place. Now, a win for Derby County puts them well in that fight at the top end of the division. And I'm not necessarily saying that Derby County are going to push for the playoffs this season. That is not what I'm saying. But over the course of the next 3 or 4 games, the best team we face is Swansea City. So if Derby County can go on a run, pick up, say, 10 points. Can you pick up 10 points in 4? Yeah, you can pick up 10 points in 4 games. 3 wins and a draw. I think it's possible. I think it's doable. Sheffield Wednesday are pretty close to us. Swansea sit only a point ahead of us. There is a world where Derby County can come out of this international break and head into their next set of fixtures. The next 4 is Plymouth, Preston, Swansea and Sheffield Wednesday before we then face Leeds, Burnley, blah de blah. I think we could go into that Leeds game sitting just outside the playoffs. And it's massive. Now, let me just get up the league table for you because this is absolutely huge. As you can see on here, Derby County sit in 13th. 3 points puts you in 7th place. Now, West Brom could jump up today as I'm recording this video because they play Burnley tonight in the midweek fixture. But either way, 3 points puts you around 7th or 8th. And the best team we face after that is Swansea City. We face Plymouth in 22nd, play Sheffield Wednesday in 15th, Preston in 20th and Swansea in 9th. If we look at the fixtures here, it's Plymouth, Preston, Swansea, Sheffield Wednesday. Now, I think there's every possibility Derby County could find themselves within a playoff push heading into this December run where we face Leeds, Burnley, Pompey. I think we've got Luton in there as well, West Brom, Leeds. Now, ultimately, I think this is where it might unravel, where we face Leeds, Burnley. I think they'll be tough games. You've obviously then got Luton, West Brom, Leeds again. You've got Watford in there, Sunderland's in there as we head into January. But for me, if we can get to the 1st of January and be within 4 points of 6th place, I think there's every chance in the January window with the right additions. I think we can put ourselves in a position for a playoff push. It does mean that players are going to have to leave. And the players who I'm anticipating maybe on the way out the door, Connor Washington, Tom Barkhazen, who's not on this list for some reason, are 2 players who I think could potentially go out. You obviously then look at Tawanda Chiwa, who's taken up a registration spot. I think there's a potential for him to head back to Wolves, obviously, with his injuries and things. So it's one of those for me where Derby County can bring in a couple of players and who knows what can happen. Obviously, for this to happen, we've got to pick up the away form. We sit 18th in the division. Now, it is a long shot that Derby County can push for playoffs. We're 14 games in, right? So there's 32 games left to play, which is 96 points still left to go. But why not? Why not wish? Now, obviously, you will have seen my video a couple of days ago about the potential for Paul Warne to be under pressure. Now, obviously, as I said in that video, I didn't think he would be. I think this is the run where pressure might build, because if we head into this international break off the back of 2 wins, sitting just outside the playoffs, he then has to get something from these 3, because I don't think we beat Leeds or Burnley. Draw may be one of them, but I can't see us beating both. I can't see us picking up a draw in both, to be completely honest. But we might snag one, we might not. But this is where the difficult run starts on the 7th of December. So realistically here, I want 10 points from these 4. At least 8. At least 8. Which could be, well, 2 wins, 2 draws. Maybe 7 then. Maybe 2 wins, a draw and a loss. But 7 points puts us on what in the division? 7 points would put us on 25, which I think would be a really good return from 18 games. So, obviously, you can let me know your thoughts down in the comment. Obviously, you can let me know your thoughts down in the comments, but I think there's a massive opportunity for Derby County here. A massive opportunity in this division. Now, I'm not saying we're anywhere near ready for a playoff push. I'm not saying we're anywhere near ready for promotion to the Premier League. I'm not even saying that is even on the cards. But with how we're sitting right now, with the group of fixtures we've got across the next 4, obviously we're going into an international break this weekend, but this weekend and then the 3 after, I think we could put ourselves in a really good position where that Leeds game, that Burnley game, the West Brom game, the Luton game, all then becomes a little bit less important. Not necessarily because we're not expected to win those games anyway, but because it opens the door for us to lose a couple of games and not necessarily feel like we're back in a slog of a relegation battle, because obviously looking at the division on 18 points, 3 points away from relegation, if we win this weekend, that puts a 6-point gap between us and Plymouth. If we then beat Preston North End, which I think is the next one after Plymouth, you then put another few points between those and the ones below you. So it's one of those for me where it's really important that Derby County pick up some points across the next few weeks. Obviously, we know that already, but Paul Warne's pressure is solely dependent on whether we're in a relegation battle or not. When people feel like we're in that relegation battle, that's when the pressure starts to mount. That's when fan perception shifts. When we lose an away game, perception shifts. But when we put in a performance like we did versus Coventry, the perception shifts again. And I replied to someone on Twitter about this as well, is when we win, we're the best team in the world. But when we lose, we're relegated and the season's over. What are we doing? Everyone needs to go. We need to start again. But this is what we keep a level head, because I think Derby County could find themselves in a playoff promotion push. Now, you probably all think I'm crazy. You probably think it can't happen. We've seen it before. We've seen teams in difficult spots who have come up with not necessarily the greatest squad find a way into the playoffs. We saw Barnsley, did they finish 3rd one year or something like that? Had an incredible season and then got relegated the year after with similar players. So there is possibility for Derby County. Will it happen? I'm not sure. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Let me know what you think Paul Warne should do heading into Plymouth Argyle. Let me know if you think we can pick up 8 points in the next 4. And let's see what happens. It's a massive opportunity for Derby County. It's a massive opportunity for Paul Warne. Let me know your thoughts down below. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. And I'll catch you in the next one. Make sure to go and find me on TikTok, pictured here, and Twitter, pictured here. These are the places where I'll keep you all up to date with all my upcoming videos and my thoughts and feelings around the Formula 1 and Football Week.